Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
Oh, but inside is so delightful, Archie.
It's Christmas in July, dingbat.
Oh, let's review. Let's review.
Let's review.
Oh, Archie, let's go review.
Season 2.
Bomb.
Bum.
Da 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 da.
Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Those were days.
Oh god. Seems today that all you see. No, I'm just kidding. BlueDragonFive, we did it. Can you believe that we actually
We haven't done it yet, Tiki. We're still on it.
Oh, what? So you're saying that this podcast is going to go awry on air and we're just not going to finish it and it'll just be like lost for all eternity? Don't jinx it, man. We're on air. We're doing this goddamn thing. We're closing the book.
All I'm saying is no pats on the back till we get to the credits.
Well, I'm saying pats on the back through getting through 30 or 31. You know what I mean? I mean, like we had a time, I think last week, where we were something like 5 shows behind. So, oh my God, it's been a long ride to get to the end of Christmas in July. But we are here. We are here, BlueDragonFive, and much like the end of Christmas July 2014, we're going to review a heavy hitter of an emotional holiday special. So with that in mind, what is the final special of Christmas in July? What are we taking a look at?
Oh, this is an important one, folks. This is the All in the Family, because All in the Family, as you know, is a show that took on very pressing issues of the time, but also kind of infused some humor and some serious stuff, which made it kind of stick home even further, you know? It talked about real stuff, and this is like a real thing around Christmas time. It was like we never expected to see it ever in a Christmas special, and my God, they did it. This is a famous All in the Family episode known as All in the Family, Edith's Christmas Story.
Yeah. I mean, this, you want to talk about it in terms of the other All in the Family episode we did, which was Draft Dodger. I feel like Draft Dodger kind of got more to the core of what All in the Family's usual dynamics were, between Mike and Archie and arguing about the Vietnam War and everything like that. So I think in that respect, that kind of fit more into just a traditional All in the Family episode that just happened to be, happened to have this really good premise that fit into Christmas time. This, however, I think this, like you said, I think this is a game changer. I think this definitely falls outside of the realm of the comfort zone, even of this show at the time. So, yeah, I mean, it's a really, as we've already discussed with All in the Family, very much a bottle episode to a certain extent. I mean, there's multiple different locations, but it's still mostly, you know what I mean? I think all the All in the Family episodes to a certain extent are bottle episodes, but
well, I don't know. I mean, they actually have specific actual box bottle episodes, but
do they?
I'm saying they kind of invented not invented, but they basically made famous the box episodes, and they have specific episodes that are 2 characters get locked in one location the whole episode.
Gotcha.
I'm saying they literally have those, the Nanny has them, but all based on All in the Family. You know what I'm saying? All Breaking Bad, the Nanny wouldn't have it without All in the Family, really.
Why can't these people ever learn that the frickin' freezer door doesn't open from the inside?
Yep.
I mean, if there's one thing we can take away from this, one thing.
Big Bang Theory, Kenan and Kel.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. We could just, we'd be here all night if we listed off all of them.
Of course.
All right. But no, not today. I think to downplay the significance of the special is a hard task because it's really is one of the hallmark moments of the TV history landscape. You know what I mean?
Would you say, without getting too into it, would you say this lived up to any of the hype I gave it?
I would say so. I have some mixed feelings about the ending, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But, overall, yeah, it definitely kind of had the dagger to the heart moments in just the right place and sprinkled throughout just enough kind of goofy oh, look at everyone else, they're being goofy and wearing Groucho Marx mustaches. So I don't know. You know what I mean? I feel like it's got all the right ingredients to be a really good sort of much in the same way I feel Alf had the right ingredients in terms of Alf had just enough of the zany Alf humor, but at the same time its focus was in the right place, which was obviously the very tragic element of the Alf Christmas special. So yeah, I think it's an interesting kind of comparison point between Alf in this and between Draft Dodger in this. I think there's a lot of stuff to break down. So without further ado, let's do it.
Okay, let's see. So after our beloved opening to All in the Family, getting All in the Family, we had Gloria decorating the house. So there's trope number 1, decorating for the holidays. And she hears a knock at the door, and she gives a holiday greeting. So there's something new, some holiday greetings. Whoever it is, Merry Christmas. This is adorable.
If it's Yo Gabba Gabba, it's either Hey Tony Hawk or Hey Tori Spelling.
Oh, and by the way, so this is in case you're wondering, this is wondering, this is in season 4 of All in the Family, this episode. Okay, so let's see. So basically, it goes into the door, and we have kind of our. They were in there like before season 4. They didn't last through the whole series, but they were like the good kind of memorable neighbors. We got Frank coming to the door here. Frank and Irene Lorenzo.
I assume they're better neighbors than the nanny neighbors that showed up in that episode.
Well, they didn't really have neighbors. They had just the sister.
Wait. Okay, let me think. Then who showed up? Who were neighbors that showed up? The ones that came bearing eggnog and tropes.
Oh yeah, you mean Mr. Othmark in the Alf special?
Yeah. That's what.
Well, no, Trevor. He's a regular, and she's not just like a one-off. Though he's always in the show. So
okay.
Point is.
I'm still learning, folks.
Basically, I forget how many seasons they were. I believe it was like 73 to 76. Could be wrong. They were in for a stretch, and for a respectable stretch, they were characters in All in the Family because they do change things up after every kind of grouping of seasons with characters and stuff.
And of course, that's one of the interesting kind of genetic things about All in the Family in the TV landscape is how many shows it spun off.
Oh, of course. I mean, we wouldn't have no Maude without the popularity of Maude. I don't think we have Golden Girls. Of course, we have the Jeffersons, and Jefferson's huge landmark in all of TV.
Oh, it's crazy. It really is.
No Jeffersons, no Cleveland Show.
No Cleveland Show.
Yeah. Anyway, so basically, it's Frank. He's the Italian husband of Irene Lorenzo. This is a very loving man. His whole shtick, Tiki. Again, I don't think you need to know a whole lot about these guys. Pretty much the neighbors, and like Irene always gives Archie guff, like a friend of Edith. It's like your grandparents' neighborhood type deal. Like
sure.
They know each other. And like the female neighbor gets close to the wife, and always like kind of makes funny jokes at the husband's expense.
Yeah, I got it.
And the thing this is actually a progressive thing with Lorenzo. He was a stay-at-home husband, so that was his thing. So she earned the bread, and he was.
Oh, nice! All in the Family, kind of breaking down barriers left and right.
Yeah, and like he was like kind of like that's the thing Archie did he just made fun of him for because he was like kind of the lover boy. He was always kind of at home as the missus, as is in his mind. Basically like he was the housewife husband.
Exactly.
Anyway, so Frank comes bearing Italian fruitcake.
Chalk that up. Hopefully it doesn't grow into a giant tree this time and spark a passive-aggressive asshole family of angel.
Tiki, that only happens on Kwanzaa.
Right.
Anyways, like, Gloria answered the door.
If that's what the Proud Family taught us about Kwanzaa, then my God.
Anyway, then Gloria's like, she'll happy-go-lucky answering the door and say, "Oh, come in." Anyway, so he says he brought Edith a fruitcake and says, "Well, what do you call it in Italian? A fruta cake." No. Then he corrects us. No, it's actually like baradon.
Hey, BlueDragonFive. How many sayings does it take to screw in a light? Or I'm sorry, how many episodes does it take a saying to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
1. Or I'm sorry, no, God damn it.
You are butchering this joke.
I know.
You're embarrassing me with that. You embarrassed me in front of them with this joke.
How many sayings does it take to screw in a light bulb?
26.
Just 1, but it takes 4 episodes for him to do it.
Why the heck are you making that joke now?
I have no idea. Let's move on. It's because Christmas in July has rotted my brain. That's the only explanation.
I just want you to know you embarrassed me just now. I want you to remember
Okay,
that.
do you get that part of the? Don't you get that part of the appeal of Christmas in July is watching me slowly go insane? I mean, you know, we start off all holly jolly, and now I'm at the end of my rope, man. I'm just.
Don't tell me Don't tell me the wheels are coming off on you now.
I'm ready to slip into Joker-like insanity now, sir. That's what I'm telling you.
You better not destroy the hat this time.
No, I'm not going to destroy that. Don't worry about that. The hat will be safe.
I'm gonna rant. I'll never let you forget it. You destroy that hat again.
No.
Remind you until next year. Get a new hat.
I might be going mad, but I'm not that insane.
All right. Anyway, so okay, so Bada Dom, that's the name of the fruitcake. So let's see. Basically, where's Edith? Edith went for her semi-annual checkup. It's been 3 years since her last one.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Now I love that there is actually a really genuine PS, like a really well-written PSA in this episode. That's kind of naturally. It's like there are like earmarks of a PSA throughout this episode that are like kind of good, like cautionary tales for people who, like, you know, if don't have like 3 years go by until you see the doctor. You know, usually not a good.
Sure.
So they're subtly putting that stuff in there now, and for the time, this is really kind of big stuff to put in for a Christmas special too.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, for the time in a Christmas special, I'd say even to this day, it still holds up as like, wow, this is like heavy stuff that you wouldn't normally see in a Christmas special.
And I'm sure the cause they're doing a PSA about for this episode, they really must have benefited from this episode. It must have been like kind of a big old kind of famous earmark in it.
I would say this episode would probably be an earmark in several different causes. Not the least would be the Breast Cancer Society.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, so let's see. So basically, Edith, she's at the doctor's right now. That's why she's not there for the fruitcake. And, you know, Frank, being the nice guy he is, he asks if he can help decorate for Christmas, you know, decorate the tree and stuff. Which, you know, yeah, the helpful neighbor decorating tree, all right.
Yeah, I could chalk that up, sure.
I mean, I'm not saying I have to chalk that. I'm just pointing that one out. We have decorations and, like, holiday greetings so far. And fruitcake.
No, but I do think that the neighbor coming over to help decorate, I think that's right in the spirit.
All right, Rick, let's see. So then, one second. Let's see. Oh yeah. So Frank mentions that Irene and he and Irene are like kids around Christmas time. You know, she always gets more than him in her stocking. And Gloria asks, well, why is that? He says, well, because she puts her pantyhose up there. She gets twice as much.
I hope they take it better than the Trudy and Oscar situation.
Oh yes, I would definitely hope so. I'm sure these people seem really in love. I could root for these two kids. You know, by the way, I love Betty Garrett in this show. Betty Garrett's such a good actress in TV. She really is.
Yeah.
So I want to point that out just while we're on the subject of Irene for a moment. Yeah, seriously, Betty Garrett, she's awesome. Well, she was awesome. You know, unfortunately, no longer with us. But man, what a performance.
Okay.
Okay, no, so let's see. Okay, anyway, so it's Gloria says basically they're kind of talking about Christmas in the moment, and then Gloria's kind of. Now I love this. Now this, given our last episode, I was a little worried that it's been a long time since I watched All in the Family. So what if they're going to have like forced feminism or a message of some kind here? But thankfully,
I still kind of felt that way.
No, but I think they buy it back because of how the scene plays out. I think they buy it back. So I think there's acknowledging that it's silly. So basically,
all right, because when she was first starting out, I was just like, "Shut up, just shut up." You're like Ellie Sattler in Jurassic Park with the whole like, woman inherits the Earth line.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's basically, so Gloria can't get in and says, well, you know, I don't know if I can get in the Christmas Gold male chauvinism. And it's obvious that this is just kind of purpose of like her just kind of, it's like a minor nitpick about the holidays first off, because she's just saying.
To tell you the truth, this was like the singular part of the episode that got to me. I was
let me help you. I'm going to deflate that hatred right here. I'm going to help you with deflate it. So first of all, I think it's that it's like a minor thing just in the back of her head because, I mean, she's all holly jolly and like decorates. Obviously, she likes Christmas, you know? So obviously she's in the seasonal mood. So this, first of all, read this on its face. Like she's like a nitpick. She's just making conversation with the guy, speaking her mind, and saying, "Well, I don't know if I can get into criticism of male chauvinism. It's all men, you know. It's the merry gentleman, king, drummer boy, and then here's where I think it buys it back completely. Just saying, it's a minor thing they're pointing out for any feminist out there. Yeah, don't be too overly feministic about this sort of stuff.
No,
So
I hear you.
Basically, it's Frank.
I still think it's annoying that she would go there in the first place, though.
And I think just anyway. So then he says, "Well, you're forgetting one very important woman." I think the delivery sells this game, and I think he just buys the whole thing back.
No, I think the Virgin Mary line is fine. Like I said, I just don't like the fact that she would bring up it, like, oh, goodwill towards men. It's like just the fact that she would bring it up in the first place is kind of like it's one of those like things that one of the few instances in All in the Family where it does kind of date it to a certain extent.
Yeah, well, I mean, give it some credit. At the time, that was probably like an issue boiling, you know?
Well, okay, granted. Yeah, you're right.
Give them some time on that one, okay? And they buy it back.
And I feel like with All in the Family, I feel like you can definitely look at the whole show as sort of a time capsule of what was going on in, you know, in that point in American history.
Exactly. So I mean, let's cut them some slack on this one. Like it's their Christmas gift. Okay, let's just cut them some slack.
I'm fine. All right.
And anyway, so basically it says, well, you're forgetting one very important woman, the Virgin Mary. Without her, we got no holidays. Says, oh yeah, just the way she says, oh yeah, it makes me think, okay, that's fine. She's not. Really
yeah, fair enough.
Just making conversation, like a little nitpick. You never hear any good women around. I think she's like her bringing up. You never hear like any important women in Christmas. Oh, you're forgetting the big important one. Okay. That's how I think it plays.
And come on, Mrs. Claus. Hello.
Well, certainly. And anyways, so he's a Virgin Mary gag. Oh yeah, and she prepares the greet Mike, whoever it is, at the door. Merry Christmas, and she opens it, and it's Mike in Groucho glasses, and it's hilarious. Oh, I love the use of Groucho. I forgot all about the Groucho glasses.
This is like the most inspired way for them to just insert light bits of comedy throughout an episode that in its whole is very dark.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. Mike kind of gets into his German kind of vaudevillian character like he did in the last Christmas special we talked about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, kind of his German professor shtick.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it does kind of that. Tying together. Good.
Anyways, let's see. So then we got, even though this came first. Okay, so Mike is in the Groucho glasses, and apparently he bought the Mahoney's novelty was having like a sale on these things, so he bought a whole bunch for like Christmas gags. Just put everyone in the jovial spirit, which, you know, good for Mike. You know, Mike, we love Mike.
I love that idea.
We love Mike, and not as much as the other Mike, but we love Mike.
No. I mean, that love and that love, it's kind of like, we love Mike this much, we love Mike this much.
Yeah. We love this Mike a fair amount. We love the other Mike just the amount that cannot be calculated. I mean, to the point where we have to literally paste it on the wall. We love Mike. I mean, come on, to that.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Boy,
so anyway, so this Mike comes in a bunch of Groucho glasses as
Mike Airman Trout comes in with a bunch of Groucho glasses.
That would be the most hilarious image ever. I'm thinking just Mike wearing Groucho glasses, Breaking Bad.
Oh God, make it happen. I could totally see Vince Gilligan pulling it off somehow.
Making it
believable.
Make it so, number one. Anyways, so the point is, like, so Mike's in this character, Dr. Cronkite.
Mm-hmm.
Cronkite? Anyways, he basically says, the running gag here is that he's in the Groucho glasses putting like a funny German accent as Dr. Cronkite, and basically as a medical doctor is the idea. And he says, oh, here's my nurse, my lovely nurse, Gloria. And Purge's idea says, oh, I can be your nurse. Oh, no, you can't be my nurse. And he pulls out some Groucho glasses, gives a whole bag full of them, puts it on her, and says, nah, you can be my nurse. When anyone who is anyone to this guy can only be that person if they're wearing the Groucho glasses, and it's hilarious. It's such a sweet, innocent gag. We need more gags like this on TV now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's see The Walking Dead try this around their Christmas special.
Oh God. Oh, if you give me a Walking Dead Christmas special next year, I can certainly try.
No, it's not.
It's like they raid a joke shop. You know, they're trying to get supplies, but there's a zombie and he's got like the Groucho Marx glasses, but the Groucho Marx glasses, like the frames are like poked through the head of the zombie.
Okay, all right. Anyways, the point is he's got tons of glasses in the bag. So then, or you might he's talking to Fred. Sorry, Frank. Thanks, Frank. Thanks. He's talking to Frank. Next, and he points out like, "Wait, you're my doctor?" Says, "No, you can't be my patient. Now you're my patient." It was the things on him. Says, "Wait, you're my doctor? I'm leaving. If you're my doctor, I'm leaving." Oh, hello, Mr. Leaving. How you doing? Oh, I love vaudevillian shtick. I love Abbott Costello. I love those Frank.
Yeah, and like I said, I think it's the perfect kind of choice to have going on in the background of the context of the episode.
Yeah. I want a second opinion. Oh, this shtick. Just like I want a second opinion. Okay, and come back tomorrow. I'll give you another one. Okay, then the plan is okay. We'll surprise Edith when she comes in the door. Then basically she walks through. She enters the door and they're all wearing the Groucho glasses. And it's most. I think the episode's really clever in that even for anyone just kind of like, if All in the Family followed kind of the philosophy like with comics or anything like everyone's there first. I think this episode kind of rightly kind of makes you fall in love with Edith like you should every episode, because I think it just reminds you, just given the heft of what we get later on with Edith. I think just seeing how lighthearted and how lovable and adorable she is in these moments makes it all the more powerful later on. Even if you weren't familiar with the show, but even if you are familiar with the show, even more so, it just reminds you of that nostalgia you have for this character. Like,
but I think Edith is one of those like rare characters on TV where she started out in a very popular place, and she ended in the same sort of respectable, popular place, and she ended on her own terms.
On TV nowadays, that's a rarity nowadays.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh god. Yes.
look at every animated show now. I mean, that's
right.
Not every all the Seth MacFarlane shows and
The Simpsons, the dying behemoth that'll never go away.
Yeah. Anyway, so basically Edith goes, she's like just laughing her head off. It's so adorable. It really is. Just seeing her like just the most adorable, sweet little girl laugh you've ever seen. Edith Bunker. It's so cute. And again,
you guys got me.
Now, of course, the context, this is a brilliant thing rewatching. I know you really haven't had a chance to take it, but rewatching this, I got to tell you, though, it really stews in your mind that, oh, man, she just heard the worst news ever, and she's coming home.
Well, you know what? I could, it's not like I knew what the episode was going to be about, so I already knew when she walked in the door. I was like, okay, that's going to be the conflict throughout the episode, so I could still get that tension.
But I forgot how good they were about kind of like subverting the drama with kind of the humor, and then when you factor in it's a distraction from the heft of things. Right.
And just in a way, the characters are making the comedy a distraction for themselves as much as the writers are making the comedy a distraction for the audience.
Yeah, I mean, it adds a whole
nother. Just got meta on you.
It adds. Well, no, don't drop Mike. We need him for the episode.
Oh God.
Anyway, so
sorry, Mike.
Luckily, we have Mike Ehrmantraut as our stand-in.
Oh God.
And Tiki, it's funny.
He's like ready to go with like a glue-on like brown mustache.
No, and here's the funny thing about Mike, the character in All in the Family. Rob Reiner, he's actually wearing a wig and mustache for. Well, I don't know if a mustache, but he's wearing like a wig because he's actually bald at this point in the show, so he's wearing a wig for this whole show. The whole series is wearing a wig. As you see, so Rob Reiner nowadays.
That's right up Mike's alley.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he could use hair. He could definitely stand in too. I'm pretty sure the mustache might also be a fake too. So he just put those on. It'd be exactly
right. Yeah.
Anyway, back to the episode. So I mean, yeah, it adds another whole level to the scene when you think about it. Back on the Edith stuff and that. Anyway, so she's surprised, very adorable. And this is important. I love how they're factoring this in throughout the whole scene, the next scene to come. Just like her saying, "Oh, I feel so much better." Wait, wow, what's wrong with you? "Oh, nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong."
Yeah, that's really cool. I feel like it's really realistic the way they seed it in. They just seed in the drama little by little.
Yeah. And then Frank gives her the fruitcake, and this is. Yeah, gives her the fruitcake and says, "Oh, fine," just to have the checkup go, "Oh, and fine." And then she's trying to distract with the fruitcake now. Mm-hmm. She's saying, "Oh, I'm going to put this in the kid." She's trying to avoid the conversation, at least at first, definitely. So let's see. So then Then Edith comes up again. It's so cute. I love these two around the holidays. Even though the last special, she was so sweet to Archie. In the last, well, she's always sweet to Archie. Come on.
No, of course, of course.
But you know,
oh my God, in the last special when Archie's making the speech and she's just, oh, Archie,
this is why I can never get through a toast around the holidays. And anyway, so basically, she comes up with a little plan to, let's surprise Arch.
Right.
So they all put on the glasses and they're preparing to and this. I thought this melted my heart. I forgot this because it's been years since I've seen this special, but I gotta tell you this one. So Archie apparently it makes sense, like in the same neighborhood, same vicinity. He happened by the novelty shop, and he also had the same exact plan. He bought a whole thing of novelty glasses to brighten up everyone's holiday and give them like little gravity glasses. He thought it was funny. Now don't look at that there, because Archie, he loves his practical jokes. When you think about it, now don't look at that there. It's disgusting. So don't look at that.
Right.
Anyway, so I thought it was so endearing that Archie, being kind of the Scrooge-ish, potentially Scrooge-ish guy he can be.
Right. And I'd say, like, he does get called Scrooge within the episodes. So, I don't know. It's another one where, given the circumstances, it's hard to call anyone Scrooge, but I don't know.
Well, we'll get into it. We'll get into it a little later.
All right, fair enough.
My point is just the point, like, with kind of a curmudgeon-y guy like Archie is, just the fact that around the holidays, even not without around the holidays, he still has like a sense of, he's still kind of a nice guy. He's just trying to let that shine through these little ways. And like the Groucho thing was the way he thought, it could be fun. Some fun holiday shenanigans. I thought that was so adorable. That was so endearing for Archie. Anyways, he has the glasses.
I'm going to have some seasonal shenanigans.
And it's plug for our next show.
Right.
And anyways, then Archie is the idea that, Archie's also kind of doomed for failure as a character for the most part. Like here, as the glasses always all happy-go-lucky, so he thinks he's always going to surprise him. And I'm just thinking, oh, poor Archie. So then I open the door, and it's Mike staring right in the face of the Groucho glasses. Get away from me, meathead! Get away from me! You spoil everything! Spoil all the fun!
And
it's like, he just yells at him specifically, you spoil everybody's fun! Poor Archie. Anyways, then the rest of it, like Frank and Gloria then come out there and surprise him. He's like, forget it. You ruined my one thing around the holidays. You ruined my one thing. I try it next year with the Santa clock, with the Santa squirt gun.
All right, Mike, I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna get on the drums.
Oy.
What are you looking at down there, Mike? There's no fucking Mars bar down there.
No, Tiki calls him Meathead. Never calls him Mike.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, now listen here, you're gonna take that drum set. Now tell me what you were doing wrong there, Meathead. I was rushing. Do you know you were rushing? I might have been dragging. Well, were you rushing or were you dragging?
What was it?
Well, what was it? Archie, lighten up. I'm like, stay out of this, Steve. Stifle yourself. Stifle yourself. Now tell me, Meathead, were you rushing or were you dragging? I guess I was rushing, Arch. Why?
All right.
Anyway. So the point is, again, Archie's kind of has the teeth taken out of his little fun gag. Apparently, great minds think alike. If I had a mind like yours, I'd shoot myself. I'd shoot at me, Daddy. Anyway, so why gotta be so grumpy, Daddy? Why gotta be so grumpy? Okay, so let's see. So you take the funds out of this. Okay, let's see. So then he comes. He's walking to the kitchen, and Edith pops out with the grits. So adorable seeing Edith with the Groucho glasses, and it's so hilarious, and she is seeing Archie like that. It's crack. I think it's so sweet that she's laughing so lovingly at her husband.
Oh, Archie!
It's the most innocent laugh you've ever imagined.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just Edith she's laughing even after the gag's over because Archie throws the thing there and says, just stifle yourself, Edith. Anyways, he sends her to the kitchen, tells her to make dinner because now he's in a little bit of a bad mood. This is like kind of a he's not like mean to her precisely, but he's like a little short with her here because
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a very loose arc. It's not really a lot there. It's not as well defined as something.
Well, I mean, for these purposes, yeah. Look, for these purposes, Archie is definitely the Scrooge for these purposes. But I mean, he has an arc, and he's just a little harder on Edith, and he realizes how much she means to him by the end. Which that's kind of it. Nutshell. It's not much, but it's there.
I'd say it's there. It's certainly a lot better than the epic arc of Brighton.
Oh yeah, of course.
All the 45 seconds of screen time.
Well, that one was memorable.
Oh my god.
But
seriously, forget that.
no. But seriously, though, see what I'm saying though with Edith here? It's like just kind of the runabout thing with the marriage. Like he'll just like say, "Stifle yourself, Edith." Archie's in a bed. That's all. He just like sent her to the kitchen to make dinner. Like, stifle yourself. Yeah, shut up. Essentially, but no malice behind it. It's just how he gets.
Hmm.
And Gloria's not taking too kind. Why you gotta talk to her like this? That's not a her. That's your mother. And he said, "Why you gotta yell at Ma like this?" He says, "Well, when I have to yell at her when she's doing something stupid like that." And I love when he says that. It's just he's wearing the Groucho glasses still. He's doing something stupid.
And that's the beauty of the show is that he's able to go into like sort of dark territory, like, "Oh, I'm gonna yell at my wife when she does something stupid," and then immediately it presents you with this imagery of like, okay, well, he's actually the stupid one.
Exactly. So Archie's like the ultimate self-defeating argument. He's just pointing
right.
His side, his misrepresented side of the argument is.
Again, I feel like it's very much kind of the same comedy direction that Dave Chappelle took with the Chappelle Show in terms of just presenting racism as is and making the ridiculousness of racism, the comedy in that show. I don't know. I really respect.
Nothing without All in the Family doing it in the first place.
No, I hear you. But I think Dave Chappelle did it. We can all respect.
Well, actually,
push the envelope.
I was looking into some stuff actually. And I think I could be wrong. The first All in the Family Christmas special actually is about racism at Christmas.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's about like a black Santa and Archie not being crazy about it.
Oh man,
I think
touchy.
I could be wrong there. Don't quote me. Basically, the Jeffersons are involved in the episode, and something about a Santa Claus, and he's not too happy about it. So
okay.
Anyway, don't quote me on that. We'll see maybe next year. Anyway, so let's see. So then we see Edith in the kitchen in the process making dinner, and like Gloria goes in there help her out. Kind of, he's kind of gripe about Daddy. Anyway, so
here's the
big old scene right here, folks. So buckle up. This is when things get real. So we see again some realistic touches here. We see Edith's kind of out of it. Like she's filling the thing of water. It's overflowing. She's kind of a little out of it. It's basically she's in the kind of like the whole the 1,000-yard stare sort of area. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, it's not snouty or anything. It's just like she had a bombshell dropped on her. It's like the aftershock just sinking in.
Right. Well put.
So anyways, let's see. So then basically, Gloria's saying, "Oh, Daddy's an old grouch. It's never. Your father is a wonderful person. Never forget." I thought that was so sweet.
It is.
Always, it's like he's married to the most wonderful woman who's always saying, no matter how much Archie yells at her when she doesn't deserve it. She always says the nicest things about Archie. Unless Archie is completely, really big time out of line, she will never yell at him.
Right.
She'll yell at him just telling him about her day because she has a very
Archie!
like she'll do that, but she won't yell at him.
I hear you.
Anyway, so then I love kind of getting this whole scene plays on a different level when you think about it. Now she says, "Your father's a wonderful person. Never forget that." Now when she says "never forget that," I'm thinking she's thinking kind of final terms,
Yeah, I think she's thinking in terms of like she's not going to be around much longer.
That's what I'm thinking, and it's always ultimately kind of sad, just given how eventually in the series she dies.
Right, exactly. And with that fact in mind, I do think that it kind of just this episode casts a dark shadow over everything, and then the fact that Edith dies within the course of the series casts a dark shadow over the dark shadow.
Yeah,
lots of dark going on.
Yeah. Anyway, so then Gloria kind of points out again some nice realistic kind of godfathery and kind of little touches to the scene here. You know, like in The Godfather, there's always like something's a little off about the scene, then some bad happens.
Oh god.
It's pretty much like Gloria notices, well, the water's filling up, and basically then Edith, oh yeah, and she dumps the water. Well, Ma, don't you need that water? Says, oh yes, I do. And she, okay, something's wrong here. Says, you okay?
Yeah.
So basically, Edith is really adamant, and Gloria's asking, are you okay? He says, no, I'm fine. I'm forgetful, Gloria. You know what they say, basically, you don't know me, Gloria. There's, deep waters run very still. So again, they're infusing some comedy in this really kind of heavy scene.
Sure, yeah, and that's kind of what All in the Family's all about.
I mean, this is like a Marty McFly heavy scene, folks. This is big. I mean, this is heavy doc type heavy. This is big stuff. This is like kind of like we gotta get the clock tower struck lightning type heavy, or your ma has the hots for you type lightning. This is big stuff. Anyway. Okay, so let's see. So then, it just keeps basically. Edith's getting a little defensive here. She's kind of yelling at Gloria when she doesn't mean to. She's pretty much being really defensive, trying to distract the subject here. So basically says, you don't know me, Gloria." And then Gloria's saying, "I'm sorry, Ma. I didn't mean to upset you." And then as she walks out of there, but here's here's the moment, folks. Then Edith, I love how the scene plays. Edith, she just like turned around, has a little kind of shocked expression on it, with this really kind of this shaken expression on her face. It's like Gloria's got perfect framing. I gotta tell you, perfect framing for the scene. Just such a realistic moment. This is how real life actually goes, folks.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what impressed me the most about this. Is in
Edith,
terms of like, we all can relate to this on some level, even if we haven't had this particular thing happen to us. We can all relate to it.
And what's even better about this scene too is that it isn't just that realism, it's just that I love what's unsaid in the scene too. It's like Edith kind of realizing it, even if you don't see it as a character like the most kind of, I'm not going to say that she's dumb or anything, but she's not the most kind of expressive, intellectually expressive character in the show. So basically she wouldn't you don't see her going through the thought process. She doesn't do the expected thing of Gloria's about to leave and she would say, "Oh, Gloria, I'm sorry, I don't mean that," then drop the bomb. No, they just you get the idea. She's figured this all out in her mind. This is her way of expressing that through telling her the truth. Just right off the bat, her Edith's instant emotional responses. She herself can't get the words out. I'm sorry for saying that. It's I'm just gonna say the thing comes to my mind. It's gonna solve. That's gonna explain everything before explaining it. And I like that. So basically, then she just drops the big old bomb here, saying, "I found there's a lump in my breast,"
and the audience just gasps.
Oh yeah,
and you can just feel the icy chill run through.
And here's the moment. This moment here. This is the most realistic moment in the episode. The most realistic moment here. So then Gloria says, "What?" And then before she can finish the statement, before Edith can say, "There's a lump in my," Gloria just darts over to her mother, hugs her, and whatever. She says, "Oh, Ma," she heard. Says, "Oh, yeah." Basically, just she is in disbelief, saying, and Edith does pick up on that, but then she's darting over, saying, "Oh, Ma, oh my, it's such a sweet, heartbreaking moment."
Yeah, it's really well played.
And then, here's the best part. This is the whole best line of the entire episode, right here. Best line. She says, "That's the first." I love the way she delivers it. "That's the first time I said it out loud."
Oh God!
I am not doing it justice, folks. It's
no, you're not. No, it's impossible to do it justice. It's
Gene Stapleton. My God, the way she delivered that line. Oh boy,
I mean, give her all of Anna Gunn's Emmys. Just give them to her.
Yeah. I mean, let's just. I'm saying just let her touch Cranston's Emmy.
Let her touch it. Maybe borrow it for a weekend.
We'll invite Cranston to a party.
We'll talk.
Just invite, have Cranston invite her to a party and let her hang around the Emmys.
All right.
So that way she's around all the Emmys, but she's around it. Point is, very well delivered line. I just love it. It's Edith kind of through her own realization, saying it's the first time I ever said. And I think that's such a real thing connecting to people who have breast. I think there's a really intelligent PSA going on in this episode about breast cancer to people. Now, of course, I don't really know all the ins and outs of people who actually have breast cancer. I mean, we can't speak from experience.
My mom has had fake outs, much like Edith went through. So yeah.
Well, sure. I'm going to say not everyone like myself can identify to, but you can get a sense of it.
No. But I'm just saying, even if you yourself can't identify with it, like, odds are you probably know someone who at some point at least had a scare with it.
Yeah, I'm sure people. That's the thing. The way this is played, I'm sure this is like a great PSA to people just saying, if you think you have it, you really got to be. I like how it's telling you a message without directly saying, if you have breast cancer, do this. It's not doing that. It's just like the way it plays. It's so memorable. It's like the people that have breast cancer worry about breast cancer. It's a real kind of thing there. It's like. It's the first. If you have breast cancer, you got to be vocal about the worry of it, so you can get it checked out. That's the most important thing that is stressed in this episode, very smartly. That if you feel lump, you should check for lumps and whatnot. You definitely get it checked out because it's a serious thing. If it's too late, that's the end of it. You're done for.
But if you're Peter Griffin, it might just be a Cheeto, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's see. Okay. Okay, so then we get now after that huge emotional bomb of a scene there, in a good way, bomb in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
We got kind of some comedy again, All in the Family, and masterful, kind of infusing some comedy and a lot of dramatic situations here. So then we got cut back to the outside of the. I love how the set of this whole house is always such a brilliant design. Of how, like, one side you have the kitchen where you can have a whole different scene going on. The other side you have like the the living area where they have a whole comedy on one side, drama on the other.
It all kind of just makes it one cohesive space.
Exactly. That's how you do an A story, B story type of deal,
Right.
Anyway, so then you got the meathead. They have Mike eating the popcorn on the trees decorated, and Archie's pointing this out. This is what's next. The leaves. We're gonna eat next the leaves, and then Frank says something like, "That's how Yule Gibbons gets rid of his trees at the end of the holidays. He eats them."
Okay.
That's a little weird.
Well, it's better than chopping them up into firewood.
No, I mean, yeah, but at least it's not around the holidays. Like, that's what after the thing eats it.
Yeah. Can you give me like 1 second? I don't go grab and get a drink before I get
to keep going.
Dehydrated. Yeah. Go. Keep.
Okay.
Going.
Anyway, so then we see because we hear Irene at the door. Again, we hear Irene Irene's about to come over. Like Francis says, "Oh yeah, Irene's coming over," and Archie says, "Well, basically he plans on surprising Irene with the Groucho glasses, and this is them saying at least one more try at getting some fun out of this thing." So Archie's just trying to get some fun, some payoff to these Groucho glasses. So I mean, we're rooting for Archie, but we know as always he is doomed for failure. So anyway, he opens the door, and Irene's like looking at the wonderful Betty Garrett, just staring right in the face, and then just nothing, just gives him nothing. The quote Ed Asner, it's like looking at like a sphinx, get nothing. Anyway, so then, and then Archie's then saying, "Well, tell me you don't notice anything different about me. I don't pretend like you don't notice anything different about me." She says, "Oh yeah. Did you get a haircut?" Anyway, she's just busting Archie. She's busting Archie's chops, essentially, just saying, "Oh yeah, I know you're trying, but you're Archie Bunker. I know how you treat your wife. Well, if you not treats her badly, always yell at your wife and stuff. I'm not gonna give you an inch, buddy." All the history that's there with Archie. She's not gonna give him an inch yet. Not even around Christmas. Well, later on she will, but not now. It's gonna be a big old great scene later on. You'll see. Anyway, so then the minute Irene walks in, she's making kissy face with her husband. Again, that's the thing with these two; like they're really romantic with each other, and Irene and Frank kissing. Archie's commenting on it as he always does, saying,
"Okay, where are we?
We're on the. You always slobber your wife no matter where you are. He always slobbers his wife no matter where he finds her."
For some reason, I could see Ray Charles taking that philosophy.
Anyway, then we have a funny, and then he says I love this. Archie still in the Groucho glasses says, "You have no class. You have no class, do you? Do you, Frank?"
I love simple ironic humor like that.
Yep. And
like you said, there should be more of it on TV.
Yeah, but then I love this too. Just Irene laughs at Frank when he puts his Groucho glasses on. I love how hurt Archie, how jealous Archie is. "Hey, I got the same thing over here." He says, "You not so funny." Poor Archie. He tries. He really does. She won't give.
What is it? My face? Is my face gross like the Santa face?
Boy. All right, let's see. Then she's got it on, I think, for a moment.
Yeah.
And she says goodbye, Archie, and it just says her goodbye to Archie as she's wearing the Groucho glasses now. It's like a little kind of like the last kind of dirt in the wound type moment of like, now I got the Groucho glasses on, ha ha ha. And then let's see. So then, there was something like Fred might have poked him or saying, "Don't poke me!" Like, don't poke. Yeah, it's just so weird. Just don't poke me. Just the delivery Carol got her with these lines sometimes. Anyway, so then basically now because she's a little ticked off a little more, he's like, "Where's dinner, Edith?" Says, I'm going upstairs to wash up. Says, well, thankfully he's not going upstairs for the umpteenth time to change his shirt. All the starch in his shirt, you know. Anyway, so then he was saying, "Oh, it's ready soon." And anyway, so she and Glory continue to chat as they prepare dinner and stuff. So they're dressing a salad right now, putting dressing on the salad as they're chatting.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So basically Edith says, okay, well, Gloria's asked her what's up, what's going on, what's the next step, and Edith says, well, I'm getting examined by a surgeon tomorrow. See, basically another examination by someone who's dealt with the stuff that can't kind of a final ruling. See if it might be not benign, but be a cyst or something, you know.
Yeah, that's what the hope is. I
think it's the same thing, but I don't want to at this point be specific. They say it's cyst. So anyway, and then she says, "Oh yeah, well it might just be a cyst. Nine times out of 10, it's nothing." What made? Well, how'd you find it? I found it myself. Basically, I was lucky. Yeah, I found it myself. I was reading an article about exams, and it basically coincided with the day I was going to the doctors, you know. And I examined myself. The way she delivers, and I
also coughed in my arm instead of my hand.
It's very helpful. And then the plastic man.
In school.
And then the plastic army man told me to stay in school. Good old PSAs. Okay. And seriously, folks, that is a decent PSA. Check yourself for lumps and stuff. If something feels out of the ordinary, get checked out. Could be dangerous.
Indeed. And would you consider a PSA during the Christmas to be a trope?
Well, not an average one, but let's put it in there. You don't want to see the PSA. Oh, actually, with homelessness and stuff, maybe a PSA. Sure. Let's put it in there. Chalk it up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's a moral of the episode, so I guess, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Anyway, so Edith's plan right now is she's been trying to keep busy, take her mind off it until tomorrow. And then Gloria, I love this scene. This is a great scene. She asks, Gloria asks, "Are you telling Daddy?" He says, "Oh," I love how serious Edith gets here. It's like the most serious Edith's been in the episode. She says, "Oh, never," well, except for one scene coming up. She says, "Oh, never, and don't you tell him neither. Your father has enough to think about at work, packing, loading, and lifting. Now promise me you won't tell him, or Mike neither."
And then the camera just pans down to see that Mike is indeed overhearing the whole thing. Great reveal.
And by the way, just with Edith's performance in this scene too, it's so fascinating of her as a character. She just loves Archie so much. She doesn't want to. She cares about him to the point of it's kind of an oxymoron. She cares about him to the point where she won't involve him in a very serious decision, but out of love, though,
Absolutely.
It's like just she cares so much about Archie, she's willing to is keep him in the dark over something, just not to worry him. That's actually that's a real thing. Actual married couples and as many years as these two have together in the show go through.
No, I mean I can see it. It's definitely a dilemma because it's like you want to let them in on everything, but at the same time, if something's going to be painful, and if there's a chance that it could be nothing, then yeah, I can hear it. That's definitely a real moral quandary that they put in.
No, but I mean, it's also like a real thing of just kind of being worried if your spouse is of an advancing age, that if you drop some bad news on them, give them more stuff to worry about, especially around some stressful times, might be really harmful to their health. That's what she's really worried about.
Well, not to get into any personal detail, but I do have a family member who's getting up there in age, and he has some health problems. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about in that regard. Oh yeah, we're going through plenty of that.
Right, also, here's a trope: the big Christmas secret.
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay, so Mike's overheard him. Meanwhile, we got Archie, and I love how this plays. I think here's kind of showing all the layered emotional levels of the episode. It's really kind of neat.
Of course.
Got some comedy here, but it's comedy with a lot of twinge drama behind it. Big old twinge drama behind it. It's Mike is still kind of shell shocked by hearing the news too. I mean, he cares about Edith. You know, it's Glory's mother. He loves his mother-in-law. It's one of the rare dynamics. So like, I hate my father-in-law, but I love my mother-in-law. She's awesome.
Yeah, he calls her Ma.
Yeah, it's adorable. Anyways, then Archie, I love this. He says, "Play the Archie's saying, hey, what's the matter?" I like this. This is Archie's way of kind of. So Archie does care for the meathead in his own way. So he cares, but he's just so thick-headed in the delivery. Like he notices. See, Archie's perceptive, but he's just too stupid at the end of the day to kind of put the pieces all together.
Exactly.
You know, but I mean, there is something kind of clever about Archie. That he can emotionally
he pieces it together very slowly throughout the episode.
Like he can pick up on suspicion, but not with the end. He can't
exactly.
He has a keen sense of people trying. He can read people, but he can't put the pieces together. What's going on? So, anyways, he knows like there's something up with the meathead. He's a little out of it, and he and the meathead get into the thing as they always do around the holidays. He's a little out of it now. He says, "Look like you've seen a ghost or something." I don't know. I like Archie kind of taking an interest in the meathead through his own kind of bumbling way. I think it's really kind of sweet and endearing.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says, "You look like you've seen a ghost." Well, and then he puts on the groucho glass. And again, it's interesting. Another character trying to distract from the stuff.
Of course.
And Mike does it better. It's such a great moment for the senior, just showing that Mike forcing some comedy here to distract, so he doesn't let Archie. Because he does love Archie, whether he admits it or not, because he doesn't want to bum Archie. Plus, Edith doesn't want Archie to know.
And forcing comedy in a dramatic situation like this is definitely, like, I'm not saying it's a trope or anything per se. I'm just saying, like, I love when they can do that in a dramatic sort of situation.
Yeah,
it's something like, you know, much like a lot of other things on the show, I feel like it's something that's very true to life. That is what people do.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Anyway, so he says, like, well, that got you, that he puts on the groucho glasses, well, that goes to show you. Yeah, anyways, then Archie just kind of writes him off.
Yeah.
And then I love this, though. I love how Archie's his response is kind of out of the blue. It's just the out of the blue gag. He says, "You got to start mixing toothpaste with your shampoo because there's a cavity forming in your brain."
Oh, God.
Poor Mike. And seriously, the poor Mike, because he's hit by some really heavy news.
No, definitely. I think he's one of the more sympathetic characters in the episode.
Oh, yeah. Remember, he has a big thing a big responsibility shouldered on through the third act of this episode.
I mean, obviously, Edith is obviously the most sympathetic character through the episode. Obviously.
Of course.
But I'd say with Mike, you know, like you said, he's got a lot to carry on his back this episode. So I definitely think we're meant to be on his side a lot at the time, for sure.
Oh, of course. Anyway, so, like, you know, poor Mike. I feel bad for the guy. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so then... So then we got Mike and Gloria here. They're like they're talking, and I believe it's like the next morning, like they're having coffee or something. Like it's later in the morning, breakfast time, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we can assume Mike knows that he told Gloria. They got a good marriage at this point. You know, everything's going well.
Yeah, it's like, you know, he wouldn't keep that from her. You know, I don't know.
I mean, if he knows and you know, why keep it a secret, you know?
Exactly.
Anyway, so, and also, I'm pretty sure Edith saw it, because, you know, later on we get the implication, you know, they've talked over with Edith a little bit.
Sure.
Anyway, so basically says, well, how can you keep this from Arch? And, you know, when he finds this out, he's going to be mad. He's going to be mad if he hits someone. That's probably going to be me.
Yeah, that's kind of like the looming thread of the episode is just Archie's like anger over the situation potentially.
Yeah. And we have like kind of a Grinch's heart or three sizes that day.
We do.
To a degree with that. I mean, it's subtle, but it's there. Mm-hmm. Anyways, then Gloria says, well, you got to cover for us with Archie because we got to get Ma, to the doctor. And you just got to make sure he doesn't find out. Says, oh, me? Great. And then, meanwhile, it's the transitioning subjects talking about this. To me, this is like something. It's natural for Mike, but this one feels. Again, this is of the time. It's kind of similar to the other thing with Gloria. This is on Mike's side, though.
Okay.
Of how, Mike likes to be topical, bringing things up.
Of course.
And with that, this is kind of the forced. This is somewhat forced PSA, but it's not too forced. I mean, I guess it's kind of real. I don't know, but it's basically. It's Mike kind of brings something up about cancer research. It's essentially saying speaking of which, Nismets. What's Nismets? Oh, the Nismets aircraft. Basically, they need like an aircraft hangar for all these planes, and it costs like $950 million. It could go to cancer research. Little forced, but it's of the times. I'll give it a pass.
Yeah,
Well, it
it's a
serves
little
a
bit of
point,
an
though.
exposition dump.
It serves a point, though. It's not really the serve exposition. It's the serve point, just talking about cancer research and importantly carrier. When the mention of carrier is what triggered, basically the idea is it's going to be Archie suspicious about these two. So they needed something.
Well, we already established that this episode is kind of working in a PSA type of format, so I think this is just kind of adding on to that PSA, so I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Exactly. I mean, the story point is they need to get the word carrier in there to need something to attract Archie's attention. Yeah, I guess it kind of relates to it. Anyway, so then just hearing carrier, Archie says, "Oh, what's wrong? What's something wrong with typhoid meathead here?"
Archie wishes.
Which I thought was a funny gag. Anyways, let's see. So basically, Archie, again, he can read people, he just can't piece it together. He says, wait a minute, there's something rotten in the state of Denmark here.
Oh, God.
Why? And basically, the minute Archie...
I once had to do a report on Denmark for school, and I was really upset because I wanted to do Paris. But then I found out that Denmark was where they first invented Legos, and I was like, oh, cool. Now you know, folks, knowledge is power.
Did you do the report in Legos?
Yes, I did.
You mean you constructed a whole bunch of visual points and stuff?
Yeah. No, I actually did do that.
Nice.
That was in like 6th grade.
All right. Were you any good at it?
Yeah, I think I was. Okay. I also did an autobiography speech of Walt Disney as Walt Disney in 6th grade.
Oh, wait.
And that I know I was good at because the teachers specifically were like, "Oh my God, you were really good."
Wait. You mean you impersonated Walt Disney? Yes,
I impersonated Walt Disney, narrating his life story as I wrote it down.
So was it in the third person, like where you said, like, and then I did this, and I did?
Yeah, exactly. Then I did this, and then I started production on Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the very first feature-length animated cartoon.
It's not bad. Well, wait, did you cover the death? And then I died of...
Yeah, I covered... All right, we're getting derailed here. Trust me,
anyway.
I could talk to you a whole podcast about stuff I did like that.
Okay, point is, Stun's Run...
I did one as Dr. Seuss, too.
Okay, anyways, there's...
Right, I'm sorry.
There's some rotten in the state of Denmark here. And basically, so the minute Archie walks in, again, importantly, so they mentioned, like... they're worried because they mentioned the cancer. They're worried about which word he heard at first. When he walks in there, they clam up, they stop talking, so they don't learn anything. Get into any political debates that are going to spark some questions.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so they said, why is every time I walk into a room, everyone's clamming up around me? No one's speaking. They're not giving him anything. He says, hey, little girl, where's the coffee? He says, oh, right away, Daddy. Yeah, she's getting the coffee, she's getting it prepared and everything. So meanwhile, let's see. So then we got next scene, I guess.
Yes.
So we had Edith and Irene having a really nice scene. Here's a big old powerful scene of the episode here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So let's see. Irene's pointing out that wait, you mean nobody knows? Basically, so you mean Archie still doesn't know, but everyone else does? Well, I told basically Edith's logic here. It's kind of adorable and misguided.
Yeah.
I told everyone so they know what not to tell Archie. Sweet, but yeah, not too bright.
Yeah, exactly. That's Edith's character. You know, we love her for it.
And we see Edith still has a lot of stuff on her mind. She's still kind of in the shell shock zone here because she's ironing one side of a sleeve. Is you gonna iron the other side of the sleeve? Anyways, then they sit down for a little talk here, and then in the midst of this talk, it's like it's probably like Irene's trying to assuade her. Yeah, Edith is her friend. She's trying to put her mind at ease. Well, it's probably a cyst. It happens a lot. That's what the big fear is. That's why you got to get this stuff checked out.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Edith, basically, the big thing that's kind of weighing on Edith in this scene is, what if it's not a cyst? What if something has to be done? What if I have to get a surgery? And then Irene says, oh, here's a big old emotional heft here coming, folks. This is kind of our Marty McFly.
Get your inside-out brand tissues ready.
Oh yeah, get them seriously, get them ready. We got to market that. All right. Anyway, so we got Irene saying, "Well, then have it."
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you need the surgery, then have it. Then, you know, the only drawback is, well, if some, and basically any drawbacks, the only drawback would be you have to go cooking, cleaning, and ironing for Archie, as you always do. Yeah, it's a sweet little. Yeah, just try and put some humor in things too, which I do appreciate.
Right, which I think the whole episode is trying to do to a certain extent. It's very well. It's a very good combination of tragedy and comedy.
And speaking of comedy, we have a hilarious bit right here. So then the minute Archie enters the room, just Edith of all people just yells, "Dummy up!" Again, very loudly that Archie could hear too, by the way.
God.
Say,
Oh God.
"Dummy up, dummy up." Anyway, so then so Archie's getting inquisitive here. So what's going on?
Yeah.
Basically, so you got a little secret in here, and then like just Irene just kind of always mocking Archie with their kind of sarcasm as she does. And, you know, some characters in TV that works for, some it doesn't. Like I'll give you an example. Well, I know you won't get this deep, but the people out there on Big Bang Theory, there's a character Leslie Winkle who was a Darlene from the Roseanne Show. Basically the idea, she kind of plays like a Darlene-like character and just always makes fun of Sheldon, and it just gets like you don't like her at all really because she's just like, it's too mean, you know.
Okay.
It's like Sheldon, he does this thing not out of malice, she does her stuff out of malice. That's the thing. It's like, it doesn't work. And that's why they got rid of her, because they realized she doesn't work.
Right. Well, they realized one mistake.
They basically put her in there because they like the actress, and she's worked with Johnny Galecki and then Roseanne, obviously, so they have a rapport going on.
Right. All right.
That's why they put it in there. They'll never admit it. I'll bet you money. They probably just realize that no, we can't have her in there constantly. She doesn't work. Anyway. So I'm saying with characters like that, I think Irene works better in that mold as it kind of it was originally intended to be. Like she ribs him a little bit, but you buy it back.
Right.
Okay, anyway, so let's see. So, anyways, basically, just we have just all the sincerity in the world with like the most sarcastic delivery at the same time. She says, "We're having a secret Tupperware party, Arch." Anyways, then Irene, being clever in this moment, not so clever later on, but being clever in this moment, she says, "Oh, my sister's pregnant. The one that's the nun? And by the way, if I'm correct, there's another All in the Family Christmas episode about religion. I think her sister might play into that."
Oh, sister.
Sister. And anyway, so
like the Christmas tree.
Like apparently, there's an All in the Family episode called Edith's conversion, or like Edith has a crisis of faith.
Okay, nice.
And anyway, so let's see. So then basically, she corrects it. No, not the one. It's the nun. She's probably making up the sister. It's my guess.
Right.
No, not the nun. Different sisters. It's oh yeah, and Edith's playing along, and then basically this is the perfect way to get any man out of the room, especially Archie. They go, oh yeah, and she wanted a heavy labor, and they talked about like all the types of birthing and stuff. And it's
like, okay, I'm out.
Mixed company. So basically, the birth talk shoos Archie away. Says, mixed company, come on. And he gets out of there. Okay, and then we have this melted my heart when I heard about this. So Edith is relaying a little story to Irene here, saying, "Well, I always love it. It's a never miss scenario. It's a never miss writing trick on this show, Tiki. That whenever Edith will talk about her and Archie in their younger days, it always wins the scene. I can't explain it. It always just works. It makes you it makes you just picture these two young. It makes you kind of think of them as kind of the opening to Up in a way." Seriously, it does. It makes you think of these two young kids in love, kind of fall in love. I don't know. It works.
The show is like American Beauty if American Beauty's family never got fucked up. That's kind of what it is. All right, anyways.
Anyway, so let's see. So then it basically she goes into a story about dancing. Basically the idea, her and Archie when they were younger, they would dance. And when they were dancing, Archie would sing in her ear.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
And he would sing, "You're the top." And again, Irene's like say, "Archie, like the most nonsensitive guy." And then Edith would sing a little bit of the song. It's like basically the one of the lines is like "Smile like the Mona Lisa," and then Edith says, "Well, then that's what I do for Archie now. Again, I'd smile like the Mona Lisa."
Oh man. Yeah, you're right. That is something straight out of Up. Like I could just picture that in the montage right there.
Yeah, I love this. I love what's not said. Again, to get mentioned before, I love what's not said in this scene. What's not said in this scene particularly is like she is the talk of smiling Tiki is that basically Edith is smiling to put on. It's like the subtle subtext of the scene. It's like she's smiling to put on a different face for everyone else in Archie, and she doesn't want that to communicate. That's the subtle message of what she's saying there. I love how she's communicating that.
Right.
She says. You wouldn't. I'm trying to just remember what the phrasing was. Basically, it's like smile like the Mona Lisa. And her worry, the reason she's bringing up this dancing story, is she's worried that Archie won't think of her the same way. She's like, I'm afraid Archie won't think of me the same way if I have to get surgery done.
Oh man,
which is a realistic thing. And people actually
it is. Totally is.
Now, I'm a little confused, but not saying this episode's fault, and it's me. I'm still confused by sometimes when people have the surgeries done, sometimes there is a residual effect on that. Apparently, it's not always the case. I could be wrong. But the way they sell it here is like not always the case. There's like a residual effect after having surgery done on the breast.
I am not.
So again, I'm just saying that's just me not knowing a lot about it. I'm going to take.
We're about as knowledgeable on this subject as we are about Kwanzaa.
Well, I think probably a little more knowledgeable when we think Kwanzaa. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, the point is, like, to my knowledge, I think I'm just getting a sense from this that it can go 50-50 because I've seen a lot of cases of people who it's not working the other way. So I'm going to assume it can go both ways. That's my guess. I'm going to take Irene's word for it,
Okay.
I wonder if Betty Garrett actually had that in real life. That'd be kind of interesting if that was the case. But I'm speculating. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that kind of make the scene even more powerful.
It would. Yeah, you're right.
However, I don't want to push it. I don't want to make it like too tense and stuff.
It would kind of give like a real life Alf kind of context to the whole thing.
Yeah, but I don't want to like tense the string too much because I don't want to break the fabrics of this really awesome episode. I don't want to do that, Anyways, the point is strong enough. We don't need to make it stronger. We're going to be crying if it gets any stronger.
Exactly.
Okay, anyway, so then here's the big old moment, folks. Here's the big moment you've been waiting for. This is like the whole heart of the episode. There's so much heart in this episode. It's dumbfounding. So basically, she's worried that I could change. And what if I could change and I won't like what I change into? And what if Archie doesn't like that? And he says, "Oh, I don't know, and you don't know either." He says, "I do, Edith." And then Edith's kind of shocked by this, like, "You do?" And it says 6 years ago.
Oh man, yeah. Good reveal, really good reveal.
And there is a bit of comedy in the scene, as it should be with this show. And Edith is like looking down at her.
Can't help herself.
And she means well. It's just like she's just
of
she
course.
hears this. And again, she's in the same boat. So she's all entitled to all the looking she wants.
Right.
I'm just saying, I love the comedy of Edith looking. She's like a little schoolgirl. She's looking down at the breast area here, and just. And Irene is saying, "Edith, you can look all you want. There's nothing there." Says, I wasn't looking. Just, it's so
then as soon as she says it, she immediately proceeds to like look down again.
Yeah. and then basically saying everything's fine. Frank looks at me the same way. I mean, it's so much better now. Everything's so much better since it had it done. And then we get a nice scene here. So basically that was our big emotion. They hug, all that stuff, like big old emotional scene. That was a big kind of centerpiece. That was the closer to Act 2.
Absolutely.
Now we're in kind of the brief Act 3. Brief Act 3 is pretty much the idea is that Edith is out at the doctor's getting the kind of the big aforementioned kind of big time examination, whether it has some big choices to make. So meanwhile, the meathead has been tasked with. The meathead has been tasked with watching, again, distracting Archie. And what he's doing here, I like the subtext here. The meathead is just, he's coming up with anything to rant about so Archie is distracted.
That's a great sort of like fourth wall, almost kind of fourth wall dynamic of like, how do we distract Archie? with everything else that we already distract Archie with throughout the course of the series.
And that's the thing. I'm getting the sense of the meathead. Sorry, Mike. It's so catchy, the meathead. I'm sorry. That Mike has. Mike, I assume Mike has no problems with greeting cards. He's just coming up with anything just to kind of just pretend like everything's normal because he's just really nervous on the collar. Anyway, so pretty much he's complaining about Christmas cards. He's saying, all these Christmas cards, I've had enough of all these Christmas cards. And I love this. Out of all the things they've bickered about, Archie is the one who in this scene is saying, well, what's wrong with the Christmas card? just pointing out to the Mike, says, well, what's wrong with the greeting card? You're nuts, there's something knocking around your head. There's something wrong.
Again, it's nice that, in this very, very powerful episode, they have a lot of trademark All in the Family humor and banter in there.
Yeah, why are you knocking the cards? What's wrong with you? And just with that saying, two things. One, I love that Mike is just saying his idea is like, well, why don't you shout at the people? Just shout how you're feeling. Why don't you just buy a card and write down stuff. And I love that Archie just kind of, it's such a mundane thing, but Archie does have like genuine opinions on it, just saying it's showing that Archie has Christmas spirit,
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's like he's not a complete Scrooge. I mean, the guy does like Christmas. He does like the holidays.
No, I don't really. Given the circumstances, I think it's hard to think of a real Scrooge.
I mean, he is technically our Scrooge because that first act stuff.
Because of the line and everything, yeah.
And because of not just because of the first act stuff and just the ultimate lesson. So he has to be our Scrooge. But I mean, ultimately,
Archie Bunker just fits as a Scrooge. He's just a character type.
I mean, he's the Scrooge in every other special. So
Exactly. So.
Anyways, then he says, well, Meathead's just putting beautiful thoughts. Why send the cards? Well, you're putting beautiful thoughts behind it. It's not about the cards, it's about the beautiful thoughts behind it. And I thought that was so endearing for Archie. It's like, man, that's some heartfelt stuff for Archie. That's
right, for sure.
Not heartfelt, it's nice. Okay, meanwhile, so then he says, the Mike is reading the card, and he says, okay, it's like a nice sentiment. Then the end says, and make sure you contact Paragon Plumbers.
Womp womp.
Basically, it's kind of like the gas card from Alf.
Exactly, yeah, that is what it reminds me.
So company Christmas card, let's get that one in there.
Sure.
That kind of goes with Christmas vacation with the company Jello of the Month Club. What's the rival? Yeah, the rival plumber company in Super Mario Brothers movie. I want to say it's Spicoli, but I know it's not Spicoli. It is not
Scavelli.
Okay. So, and now it's kind of the topic of cards in the fray here. Again, Archie can read when things are off here. So he's saying, hey, where's Edith? And then Mike says, oh, nothing. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know where they are. He says, well, I know you know nothing, but basically saying, where's he? I don't know. I know you don't know, but, where? Basically, the meathead instantly is trying to distract Archie, so he says, oh, what's wrong with you? Nothing. Checkers? Just randomly, he's so out of ideas and so hot under the collar. He's just, the way Rob Reiner delivers this line cracks me up. He just says, nothing's wrong. Checkers? Want to play checkers?
I would play checkers with you, Rob Reiner.
And I love the deliveries in response to that. Just the look Archie gives him. It's just, no! And it just gives him this look of like, you are up to something. He says, what are you up to? And then pretty much Archie then, so the meathead is just trying to cover for it, and then Archie's sitting in his chair with the meathead, and he's deducing it himself, so he thinks he's putting the pieces together. He says, oh, wait a minute, you ever heard the name Red Hackle Fishing Pole? No? It says, oh, I know what they're doing. It says, they're shopping for me, and you were trying to pull the wool over my eyes. Well, you got me, Arch. And then I love this. This to me, again, I love like the subtle kindnesses of Archie Bunker. I really do. That's got to be a book or something. The subtle kindnesses.
The subtle kindnesses of Archie Bunker. Oh my God.
Or even better, if Archie Bunker wrote a book that said "The Art to Subtle Kindness."
Yes.
By a man in a very comfy chair. So. Anyway, so basically, I love just this. I really love the sincerity behind this movie. It's such a realistic kind of like a. old husband-wife dynamic. At least what a real, like, kind of real-life old couple would do. It's
Right.
like, listen, don't tell her I know, and I don't want to spoil the surprise. And we see early in the episode, Archie loves a good surprise. He really does.
He does, yeah.
As long as it's not on him. I mean, he loves a good, like, he loves, surprising, but keeping the magic alive. He loves the fun of the holidays. He loves it.
Sure.
Anyways, let's see. So then he hears
as we established with the gross Santa from last episode.
Oh, of course. I mean, yeah, that's disgusting. Oh, look at that. Now, Meathead, are you rushing while you drag? Anyway. So then basically he hears the doorbell ring and says, oh, yeah, I hope it's the one with the bell so I can nap and fish at the same time. So then Irene happens by, and she's basically subtly asking if Edith's back, and then pretty much she kind of inadvertently she blows the secret here as she walks in, basically because Archie hears him like whispering about something. And
Archie gets really clever in this moment.
Yeah, so Archie says, I know what's going on, you come in. And then, to be fair, he didn't know. He thought he figured it out, Tiki. Don't give Archie too much credit.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was like, oh, there's something shady going on, so I'm going to pretend that they know. I'm going to pretend that I know so that they'll give me info.
Yeah.
Because I'm playing Big Brother.
Yeah, he's not doing. Don't give Archie too much credit now.
Yeah, I know.
He's clever, but he's not that clever. Anyway, so let's see. So then, the point is, so then Irene picks us up as he knows everything. Says, well, you hear if Edith got back from the hospital? So then, through the miscommunication,
the bomb drops.
Archie's like, wait, what? And says, oh, wait, you told me you knew. And he says, no, they told me I was shopping. What's this? So again, I love that. This is a realistic bit, just kind of the husband panicking here over his wife being in the hospital.
Of course, and which husband wouldn't?
And this is an up moment. You know it. It's a lot of comedy.
My God! Don't even get started about up in hospitals. God!
Look, Tiki, this is the comedy version of the up opening. This part.
Right.
I never thought I'd use that in a sentence, but believe it or not, that's what this is.
The comedy version.
It's like the comedy lead up to the ending of the married life sequence.
Oh no! Oh.
Anyways, again, folks, get the inside out tissues at the ready, please. Along with the tubaphone, that is spelled T-U-B.
The tubaphone's just to cheer everyone up afterwards.
Hello? Oh, I'm in the middle somewhere now. Call me back. Okay. Anyway, they basically says, okay, we're on our way down. Basically, Archie says, well, let's go now. Tell me on the way down. I love this. Like Archie's saying, tell me what happened. And Mike says, I'll tell you on the way down. He says, no, don't do that. Tell me on the way down. He's so amped up. He's so amped up and worried about you. If you heard like your wife's in the hospital, he's got to get down there. And like he thought she was shopping. Like, what happened? She in an accident or something? He's all worried about it. Really sweet, really endearing. And then hilarity ensues for a moment here. Again, comedy version of Up here. You didn't see this part of the moving married life sequence, but imagine if you did. Just Archie and Mike get stuck in the door frame. This is a gag they've used now and again. It was the idea whenever two people are in a rush to get outside the door, they get jammed in the doorway, and then Archie's just so ticked off at him. Let me get through the door. You'll let me get out of the door, and then basically they're both off there. And then I love this. This is a moment you never see on TV, by the way. Just Archie saying, "Shut the door." You basically now shut the door. Anyways, Mike goes back to shut the door. Meanwhile, so they're in the hospital, and again, they can't pay off the gag. Here again, this is the part you didn't see enough.
Right.
Comedic shenanigans happening when he's entering the door for him. No, I'm kidding. Seriously, I don't want to take the teeth out of that scene by any means. That would be
no, please don't.
So if I'm doing that, I'm sorry. Forget I said anything. If I'm doing that for you, I'm now realizing this. Anyways,
Thornberry came in.
No, not not this one.
I'm just kidding.
Anyways, they enter through the door frame and they're jammed once again. And it's like, let me get in the door. Then Archie's in the door, and Mike's looking for glory in the moment. I love the sincerity behind this moment too. Oh, this is such a moving bit here. This is actually legitimately kind of like the married life moment here. This moment of
legitimately married life moment.
Here we go. I mean, this is married life mixed with kind of. I don't want to again have the inside out tissues ready, folks. Don't hum the music. Now you're going to make people cry if you hum the music. No, seriously.
I know, that's the marketing ploy for the Inside Out tissues.
This scene does kind of remind me of the ultimate ending between Archie and Edith.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't. I mean, she's not in the room when it happens, but like it's kind of like a heft of like a man without wife in the room type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Point is, so I love how somber like Archie it's like Archie's the lovable kind of the lovable New Yorker schmuck in the room, just saying, "Oh, hi there, nurse," but no comedy, no like kind of verbose like, "Oh, hi there, nurse, how you doing?" He's like just like, "Oh, hi there, nurse."
Yeah.
I love the way he says "hi there, nurse." He says it so realistically, and it's such a line.
He doesn't say it like the Animaniacs would say it.
Yeah. It's just saying. You see what I mean? I don't mean to harp on this. This is kind of a big moment. I really like this. You never hear this from Archie Bunker unless you get to a really big, heartfelt moments. It's like just him.
Yeah. It's definitely. It's like a kind of like a really kind of a touchstone moment for the series.
It's just kind of those lovable, kind of like that Archie Bunker's like he's trying to be as sincere as he can, even though it's like something not conventionally said. Just saying, "Oh, hi there, nurse."
Right.
Amazing. Oh yeah, she just don't worry about her. She's napping right now. Essentially, says she'll be up soon. Anyways, then nurse leaves the room as Mike goes to find Gloria. Basically, Archie's alone with Edith in the room for kind of our big ending scene. Here's big like the last emotional gut punch.
Oh god.
Anyway, so Edith, I love. Oh my god, this scene here again. This reminds me of the ultimate ending too. Archie,
I'm sorry.
You're ruining this moment, Tiki.
I know. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Yeah. This moment is when I saw this one image. It kind of did remind me so much of Married Life. This is why I bring up Married Life.
Mm-hmm.
The moment of Archie just with his wife in bed with the hand on her hands.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
All you needed was a balloon in this scene.
Oh god. Oh no! Don't even talk about balloons, man. No.
If there was a balloon in this scene, I would have been bawling.
Oh, God. That's all I'm saying. No, balloons in hospitals from now on are just going to be cursed.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so basically, I just love the visual image of Archie waiting by her bedside, so somber and so waiting for her. Because he does love this one with every bone in his body. No matter how much he yells at her, he always loves this one.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so then basically, she wakes up. Oh, watch, he didn't have to come down there. And then,
I love how sweet she's being in that. She's just the carried wife. She doesn't want to put her husband through anything that she doesn't think he has to go through. You know what I mean?
Exactly, absolutely. And then this moment is just saying, is Archie Bunker of all people saying, this is hey, meathead, what day is it? It's Christmas, Arch. But listen, go down to the store and get a goose. Which goose? The one big as me? No, the one that's a little small. Yes, the one that's big as you dumb meat.
Do they really say goose?
Yes. Yeah, it's like
Christmas goose, Marianne.
All right.
I'm not going to reference the other thing.
I know.
I will reference Christmas goose, Marianne.
Just stay on the leash.
I'm trying.
Anyway. Anyways, you see what I mean, though? It's just like, this is kind of Archie's kind of Scrooge awakening moment. It's like,
absolutely.
It's kind of neat when you think about.
What day is it? It's Christmas, Archie.
But if you do kind of liken his Scrooge experience, it's kind of in a really kind of neat way, in a non-conventional way. If you liken him to a Scrooge arc, it's that he went through his whole Scrooge 3 ghost experience just in the moment when he found out his wife's in the hospital, and then it kind of went away.
Yeah, it's kind of like
it's like that was a wake up call.
I like that.
So basically, like he's in his own thing of Christmas, like just thinking to himself, literally just thinking to himself a moment before, like about the gift he's going to get from her, and then in a moment, his world is shattered by your wife's in the hospital. It's not your whole thing you knew was a lie. He doesn't have time to process like you guys lied to me. He doesn't have time to process it. He has to get out because he's worried about it. So that's in a millisecond. He has his whole 3 ghost experience. He wakes up. Like he pulls back the curtains. He's falling out of the bed. He's saying, "Wait, what day is it?" And then he's looking to find Tiny Tim to give him that goose. That's what he's doing. Anyway, so we're in the hospital, and here's the line that sells it all for me. Here's the line. Here's the wonderful Archie Bunker line. He says, "Look, you're Edith. You're my wife, no matter what happens." And that is the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, it totally is.
And again, with all of Edith's worries in that one dance, in the whole dancing scene.
Exactly. That's what really. And I really feel like this episode does a masterful job of building on itself in terms of that kind of stuff.
And then Edith saying, Archie, that's the nicest thing. And all the sincerity and sweetness in the world, saying, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. And then, and like, what are you humming?
Married Life.
Oh, oh, now I hear it. Sorry. The first rendition you just gave me was not good at all. Second,
sorry. I apologize.
You had to go higher with it, Tiki.
All right.
Okay, before we cry over music.
Oh dear God, Gino has a talent for that.
Oh, Genshin, we gotta sue. We gotta sue Genshin for all this emotional damage he's done to everyone.
If we don't get back before Santa comes, I'm going to sue you.
Yeah, we're gonna holiday sue this guy. Anyway, back away from lawsuits onto heartfeltness here. So basically, then Archie's saying, "Well, look, Edith, you get your rest," and then like Edith's saying, "Well, I'm basically she'll be able to go home tomorrow."
Mm-hmm.
So we go home tomorrow morning, and so like Archie said, "Well, I thought you had cancer, Edith," and basically says, you know, she talked to the surgeon. Basically, explains what happened. So the surgeon she talked to. I'm going to assume. I kind of wish I knew a little bit more about what this. It's a little ambiguous to my mind, but I'm assuming that they just ruled it as benign and everything's fine. Maybe rubbed like something on or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't know if there's actual surgical procedure, because I think if there was, she'd be there longer than a day. But the way it plays, I'm thinking it's just like they either did something or just warned, like told her everything's gonna be fine.
Right.
I'm
and like
pretty
I said,
sure
my mom has had breast cancer scares before that have turned out to be stuff like this, so I'm familiar with it.
I mean, was anything like similar to what Edith went through? Or is it just a scare purely? Or
It's a scare, just a scare.
Okay,
you know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, there's a lump.
Yeah, it's
and
like,
it turns out to be,
not dangerous. Because the way it plays, I'm just assuming like the surgeon just looks in, gives her a look over to see if it's actually something to worry about, and he says no, and then she's fine. That's what I think how it plays.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it's like Otherwise, it's do like a non-invasive thing, and then she's fixed. It's one of those. I'm assuming the first, though. I'm assuming the former.
Sure.
So, anyway, so then it basically says because she says I visit the surgeon, he got rid of it. So the point is, like, she says the surgeon got rid of it, which makes me think it's a little ambiguous, but not important at all.
No, I think what he's talking about is he's talking to like kind of the kind of pudgy little.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and those can be removed easily.
Okay.
With a scalpel.
Okay, that's what I'm. Okay,
yeah, just on the spot without any sort of you know, medication or anything.
That's what I was wondering. Okay, so she did have something done.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Okay, never mind. We're fine then. Okay, so anyways, then then Edith says, "Well, why aren't you going home now?" And then she's like, basically saying, "If you're going tomorrow, why are we going home now?" Says, "Well, when they told me everything was all right, I jumped off the table," and then she reveals as she pulls off the cover, and broke my ankle.
That is a really damn good.
It's the perfect framing and just like the perfect punchline to all this emotional heft. We need some levity, and this is the laugh you can go here, and we have some sweetness too. After the big old laugh, we have some sweetness. This is the most sweet moment we can end the episode on. Archie says, "I was scared. You scared me. I was scared half to death." And he's saying, "Oh, jeez," and it's like, "Oh, Archie," and then it's like she's like, "Oh, jeez, oh, Edith, oh, Archie, oh, God, oh, give me the inside-out tissues." Seriously, you know what, Tiki? What do you gotta do? We're gonna do this in the future. I swear, we're gonna do this. Okay, you gotta find like a little.
Well, first of all, we'd have to get the rights to the inside-out characters. So
no. Let me finish. No, here's what we're gonna do. We just for a prop, what we're gonna do is you're gonna find a little pack of tissues. You're gonna get an inside-out sticker of like the movie's name on it that says "Inside Out." You're gonna stick it on the wrapping of it, and we'll pull that up whenever we need inside-out tissues.
Yes,
that's what we're gonna do in the future.
I'm not sure exactly where I'd get inside-out stickers.
Oh, I'm sure they'll go to like a supermarket or something. Probably up in there.
Yeah, I'll see.
Anyway. Or just
Oh,
like
God.
wrap some paper, like glue some paper, like a printout or something on, or something.
Right. All
Anyways,
right.
that's the end of our episode. Moving stuff, big stuff, heavy Marty McFly stuff in this episode, folks.
Okay, to tell you the truth, the one thing that threw me off in this episode was the fact that she didn't end up having the cancer. But like you said, I think the comedy of the broken ankle, I think, kind of works. It's a joke. The whole thing is like one long, really kind of dark and depressing, but ultimately really funny joke with a punchline.
Yeah, again, the message comes through. You got to check these things out. There's actually like a lot of fear and worry attached to this stuff if you're not careful.
So, if let me ask, what did she ultimately die from in the show?
Well, I'm pretty sure. Now, quote me on this because she had like an off-screen death. I'm just remembering what it was like. I believe they said it was an aneurysm, something.
Okay.
I don't think it was a heart. I don't think it was heart related, but I'm pretty sure it was like.
For some reason, in my mind, I was thinking that like Edith having breast cancer was like a storyline that they kind of spread out throughout a season or something.
No, I don't believe that. I believe it was like an aneurysm or something.
Yeah, that's a mistake on my part. That's pretty sure it threw me off.
I'm pretty sure it's something really realistic and scary like an aneurysm. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Right.
And I tell you, Tiki, used to make you get into the precipice of tears even more. There was the most moving scene Carol O'Connor ever delivered was when he was like talking to Edith's slipper, lamenting over her.
Oh no! Oh, don't tell me that, man! Oh, come on!
You see Archie Bunker openly weep for the first time.
Oh no! Oh dear God!
Something so powerful, T. Something so powerful. He never cried in All in the Family. But here's the thing: Edith died in like the episodes of the spin-off show of
Archie Bunker's Place.
Yeah, that's the one. Like in that season, because they had to get rid of her for that one, and because it was all his show. And not because basically she didn't want to appear in any more of the shows, so that's how they got her out of it. And they begged her not to go because they said, "Oh, Edith's real to me. You can't do that."
Exactly.
But basically, if they're gonna do it, they have to make it a biggie and just killing her off like that and just having Archie just for the first time. Now he never cried in All in the Family, to my knowledge. I mean, he might cry like somewhere in that, but to my knowledge, he openly wept over his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Over a slipper too, and in the bedroom, just like holding the slipper. So it's moving stuff.
All right. I don't need any more trauma this evening. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So I definitely think this is a top of the line Christmas special in terms of building the drama and the comedy. I mean, we've been referencing Inside Out for a reason. It's because I really do think this episode has a almost, dare I say, Pixar-esque quality to it, where it's like, you have these really sort of dark, sad moments, but then you've also got this light stuff kind of sprinkled through. And at the end of the day, much like Don Bluth's philosophy, as long as you have a happy ending at the end, then we're all fine.
And for Walt Disney, for every laugh, there should be a tear.
Exactly. So I feel like this episode is it's a remarkable demonstration, I think, just in terms of like screenwriting and structure and everything like that.
Oh yeah, this episode, it's firing on all cylinders. You got comedy, you got your drama, you got your heartfeltness stuff you never see. Looking at it as a Christmas special, you never see this on a Christmas special. I mean, my God. This is racy stuff for the time, and they got away with it. And it was like it was a clever, very well done PSA, but at the same time, you cared about the characters and you wanted to see them okay at the end. And thankfully, you got that. But the looming threat of what almost was there, and just like what life can present you, what you got to go through. And of course, around the holidays, like that introspective time of relaxation, you never think this is going to come at. You got to be prepared for it.
Right on, yeah. Really good stuff. Really good stuff.
Fantastic. Again, I saved this one for last because folks, we had 2 All in the Family specials this time around. And basically, I specifically asked for this one to be the last one because I knew, well, the other one's good. And pretty much
the other one was really good.
The other one was really good, but this one's like, I can't think of a better way to end Christmas Jolly, given how we ended the first one. The best way to kind of follow.
Yeah, and I guess that's just going to be our motto now. Just find the most depressing Christmas special and end on that.
Well, not just it was full of hope too.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And so was Alf in a way.
Yeah, Alpha was like filled with like it's not just depressing. It's like heartfelt like joy and stuff.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure,
it's got
sure.
joy in there, and not just joy from inside out.
Oh God.
Geez, where's Adventure Blue Dude with an accordion when you need him?
Oh, I know, right?
Seriously, we're bummed out of here. We gotta pep this up, but we gotta talk some tropes. Let's talk some tropes.
Okay,
here.
let's talk some.
We're
tropes.
on the brink of tears.
I'm on the brink of tears of happiness because it's over now and I don't have to wear the Santa hat anymore.
You're almost there. You're almost.
I know. It's no, seriously, this is like me getting out of like a like military boot camp or something. It's that bad. All right, anyways.
Now are you rushing? Are you dragging? Putting on the hat? Yeah.
Rushing, dragging. Oh God. Oh.
Okay, so what Christmas tropes do we have this? So again, it ain't Christmas. Let's kind of go over for this last grand one here.
Okay, I mean, I feel like this episode's a little light on traditional Christmas tropes.
It's got some good ones in it, though. So we got our classics, classic tropes. Just again, we're looking at the Christmas formula, the elements that are present in Christmas specials that make them Christmas specials.
Mm-hmm.
One, we got Christmas decorations, Christmas tree being decorated. We got that.
Indeed.
We have the Christmas greeting, we got some of that, like whoever it is, Merry Christmas. We got that. We got fruitcake, big old Italian fruitcake.
Oh yeah. Thankfully, it doesn't grow into a giant tree.
Very thankfully, very thankfully. Let's see. We have the Christmas secret. We haven't really gotten a lot of that this time around.
Right,
The Christmas secret. That's a biggie.
We have a holiday special as a PSA.
Certainly. We got. Let's see. What? I don't know. It's like I'm trying to think the Groucho glasses and something here. I mean, like I don't know, like holiday fun. Let's call it just seasonal shenanigans.
Sure. Seasonal shenanigans. There you go.
Well, again, kind of a subtle plug for some other stuff. But
tune in December, folks.
Let's see. I mean, I guess
like us talking Christmas videos. My God, we've got more of that in December.
Oh well, we have Christmas card. With the whole Christmas card discussion, we got some of that there definitely. And I think overall is with it, we have kind of the trying times around the holidays, kind of the holiday.
I'd say, yeah, absolutely. That's what you can slot this into.
Trying time around the holidays. I'm not going to go as far as say just kind of end on a hopeful note with that. Just the Christmas miracle. We had the Christmas miracle.
There you go. All right. Well done.
So we got that, and of course, I'm just saying is kind of close it out with all the tropes and for this last one. Let's talk about just kind of what the tropes say about this. All of those tropes say about this is a special.
Okay, well, you lead the charge. You're kind of blindsiding me here.
All right. So what these tropes really kind of said about this is like you see in other Christmas specials, they'll give us these tropes, and they will sometimes they're just going to be there. Sometimes they're going to turn into something really beautiful. And I think
that's what I'm saying, and we have a reason for having our whole motto and banter and shtick at the end about mistletoe and microscope and whatnot, because that's really what it's all about. It's about kind of finding what tropes work, what tropes don't, and blah 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 blah. But if we talk too much about this, I feel like we're just kind of giving away the outro to this very show. So.
Yeah, but seriously, let me build some stuff before we get to that point. Okay. So what I'm saying is, these other, so I can transition to it too. So what I'm saying with these tropes is that we love to talk about them, and notice like the whole premise of Christmas July just as a concept, not again the stuff later on. It's just as a concept. It's about celebrating that it doesn't have to be Christmas to celebrate these philosophies and these nice heartwarming moments that are brought up within these specials.
Sure.
And the messages that are brought about in the specials. It's basically kind of like the everyday can be Christmas type philosophy. Again, not really realistic, but just kind of the themes and the emotions, and you just get that nice emotional state that's brought up within that is what we're really kind of talking about with these tropes. And again, what I think we've been kind of hammering in with all of these, pointing out these tropes, they're just nice little moments that come from these holiday things that we get. And
they're familiar. I feel like holiday specials in general, like we said, are kind of like comfort food in a way.
And here, like in this one, just those few, just like decorating the trees. You're taking pride in what you're doing, and you're just like saying, giving people like a hearty greeting around the holidays, and just just checking in with them with cards, and being neighborly, bringing fruitcakes. All those things are what those tropes are all about, and what's even
Christmas atmosphere and lights and whatnot, milk and cookies for Santa.
Yeah, even in July,
it's all part of the experience. the Santa experience. That's 1-800-555-5555.
And, just even talking about that, and talking about that stuff even in July. Again, we're so hopped up on Christmas. It's just like those things are just going to be ruminating in our minds. It puts us even a better Christmas mood down the line.
Indeed. Oh my God! Let me just be the first to say I am. Oh, I mean, as much as I think this was a great Christmas in July season, I really do feel like the quality of podcasts we pumped out this year was better than the quality of last year's, specifically because of magical moments like Are You Rushing or Are You Dragging, or Darwin having a very unhappy Christmas, or Raymundo and the coconut, just really fun moments like that. And just overall, just a really wide selection and, a lot of things to talk about with the tropes and whatnot. But
well, before we close out, we got to do, for the most important reason, we got to go over the list.
Are you on the list?
I would hope so.
All right.
Okay, so folks, for the final time, I'm going to set this up. So, folks, this whole Christmas-ish season, what we've been doing for all of this season of Christmas in July. This time around, we're doing a smarter thing. We've been listing all the stuff we talked about, all this time we've committed to all this stuff. We've been writing it down, so at the end, and which we're at right now, is our final one. Thank you for anyone who's
oh my God, thank God. Oh, I can barely hide my excitement.
For anyone who's stayed with us this long, here's the payoff, folks.
First of all, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me?
What's wrong with all of us?
We like Christmas. That's what's wrong with us. And if that's wrong with us, I don't want to be right. Anyway, so, we finally, with this list, we've been keeping track of what we've been talking about. So at the end, we can say, man, that's a lot of stuff we talked about. So, Tiki, let's say that finally. And that's a lot of stuff we talked about.
All right. Do you want to kind of go through and take like 5 minutes to kind of say one last thing on each of these specials?
Sure. That sounds like, again, this is the moment we've been building to, so let's milk it.
All right. So
folks, for the last time, the list.
All right, we'll just take a moment, like not like a whole breakdown discussion.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Rugrats Let It Snow.
Oh, it was good. Embodies what we're doing in Christmas, July. So
exactly.
Christmas in a non-seasonal area.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I Love Lucy Christmas Show, definitely a personal favorite of ours.
Are you rushing or are you dragging?
I'd say that was definitely like a really good kind of jumping off point for the rest of the season.
That is like fun 50s Christmas, really.
Exactly. Batman, Brave and the Bold, Invasion of the Secret Santas. I did it.
Finally, not Invasion of the Bold.
I know, right? We've been building to that the whole series.
If we're gonna talk about, we try to do each season is talk about something superhero related. We got to talk about animated Batman once again, which made me happy.
Yeah, I think this was probably one of the least memorable of the Christmas specials, but it was fun. It was a fun introduction to Brave and the Bold as a series, and I definitely want to check out more of it, especially the Batman. I love the Batman in that.
I don't think it was least memorable. I mean, again, the sacrifice of Red Tornado and the world's greatest detective mug. I mean, come on.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so a Rocket Power Christmas.
Oh, that was a fun, nice little piece. I just love talking about Rocket Power from the 90s memories of Rocket Power, really. I mean, that was fun.
Yeah, that was one of the funnest podcasts. I feel like we were really on point with that.
I think we really like talking about 90s Nick. I think we really
exactly.
Especially Rugrats. We get on so many tangents when we talk Rugrats.
Okay, Bells of Fraggle Rock. I think we can both agree that was kind of a weird one for us. We didn't really know what to make of that one.
Not a good refresher on the Fraggles Rock.
No. Okay, we just discussed this, but All in the Family Draft Dodger, I think it's kind of more of it's sort of what the usual tone of All in the Family was, whereas the episode we just talked about kind of pushed it above and beyond.
I was so pleasantly surprised by that. I forgot about it. The whole like, now don't look at that there. It's disgusting. But you want that whole thing. I mean,
yeah, that was fun. Okay, Holly Jolly Secrets for Adventure Time. You weren't on that one.
I know. What'd you think?
Oh God, it was okay, forget it. That was probably the least memorable, just because it's just in terms of the tropes. Literally, I'm not even kidding. You want to know all the Christmas stuff that happens in that episode? Okay, Ice King wears a red cape that looks vaguely like Santa once, and then at one point they drink hot chocolate. There's your Christmas special. All right. I think we all know our thoughts on Inspector Gadget Saves Christmas.
Your fault.
Yep, I know. Merry Christmas, Keenan gave us the awesomeness of the tubaphone.
Tubaphone, and again, just Keenan kind of doing a real stand-up thing at the end for that family. Really nice.
Pinky and the Brain was a really fun surprise. Had a lot of laugh out loud moments and some heart to it.
Third act brings some tears. He has it's so beautiful.
Sure. Lou Grant was definitely the one that I was probably least looking forward to because I knew nothing about it. But I'm glad we did it. It really opened my eyes, and it was really a complex Christmas special.
For my money, it's the smartest special we did this year. I think.
I think you're right. Okay, You're a Dirty Rotten Bastard, Nostalgia Critic. That was super fun to do.
That's fun.
Talking about all the different Channel Awesome personalities.
I think we lingered on Spoonie a little too much, but yeah, it was good.
Holiday Time at Disneyland. Again, a lot of filler in that, but we got a lot of mileage out of the Santa and Rushing Are You Dragging thing.
Yeah, it's always nice seeing Walt Disney just being on screen.
Of course.
It's always nice to see. Or no, it's for last time. Come on. So, Santa, are you
all right, Santa? Are you rushing or are you dragging?
It's not Mars bar down there.
Oh Santa, you funny little man. There's no Mars bar down there.
Take his bells away. He doesn't earn them. You didn't earn it, Tink.
You didn't earn the part, Santa.
Tink, you didn't earn the part.
Oh God. All right, the Wild Thornberries. Goose Marianne. And also the amazing in-joke that we won't speak of on this podcast.
Yeah, but as a special, it was okay.
It was okay. Yeah, it was a very vanilla okay special that led to some amazing podcasting moments. Let's just put it that way.
I mean, the camera warmer was a nice gift. That's about it, you know. And the convoys is nice reminiscing on the hallmarks of Wild Thornberries. Sure. You know, is that? Oh, okay, that heroic zebra. I love the heroic zebra. So go on.
Okay, so Doug, that was interesting to kind of like go back and remember how dark that was.
Yeah, basically, if you thought Tiki ranting on Inspector Gadget was something, that was my rant. My rant was on Doug. Unfortunately, I might feel bad about it because, again, we had technical difficulties.
Yeah, but we were right at the end of it.
And we were close to like a really awesome one, that one, though, because if we just
I know. All right, Cleveland show, that was a fun one. Again, I love Mike Henry singing the Here Comes Santa Claus.
Let's just say I think you'll like another Cleveland show for Christmas if we get to it.
Odd Couple was really fun. It's not a show I've been exposed to a lot, so I enjoyed it very much.
One of the best shows of the 70s. I love watching the Odd Couple.
Really, I'd say that had some of the best fourth wall gags of this lineup for sure.
If I were on a desert island, I'd watch Odd Couple. You know, that's what I'd watch.
What do you think of A Bed's Uncontrollable Christmas overall?
It's the only community episode I've really seen from start to end. So
right. So it's kind of an anomaly in that regard.
I mean, it was okay. I mean, I would have given Joel McHale more stuff to do, but it was okay.
And you know I love the Lost Season 1 on DVD.
I know you like that. Chevy Chase as a teddy bear is kind of funny.
Of course.
Oh, also I love John Oliver. I love him.
Right. Guardians of the Galaxy, I think we can both agree that was really fun to go through.
Yeah, that was fun. I love my Santa Yondu entrance. Joy to the world.
You got some really good audio clips that episode. All right. Stantler's Little Helpers from Pokemon. It exists. I mean, there's not really much to it.
Yeah.
Very awesome Yo Gabba Gabba Christmas. I don't care what any of you fuckers have to say. I love Yo Gabba Gabba. I love watching that special. Tony Hawk randomly showing up. Mark Mothersbaugh. Awesome music. It's a really good Nickelodeon.
Yo, Gabba Gabba. Hey, yo.
Mr. Hanky's Christmas Classics, what can you say? It's South Park doing crude versions of Christmas carols. That's all it is. How's Christmas Gift? What do you think? Are you warming up to How's Christmas Gift a little?
Oh, that's pretty much the only Malcolm Mill I kind of liked, and I still have a lot of grudge to rewatching it. But I love, again, as always, I just kept repeating myself through that whole thing when you think about it. So we praise Cranston Love Fest.
Exactly.
That was pretty much just the Cranston Love Fest. It was well earned. I mean, he's the best part of it, and just the rest of the episode didn't hold up.
I'm glad that we were mature enough to step away and and say that Lois was more a fault of the writers than the actress.
I mean, I hate, as much as I will just instantly, without hesitation, say I hate Knock on the Mill except for Bryan Cranston, I will take a moment to acknowledge. I mean, look, I mean, she is she's one of the worst parts of the show, but it's not the actress's fault, though. I mean, she tries.
Right. Okay, bath item gift hypothesis. I'm just going to say right now, I was just being overly harsh on Big Bang Theory just for the camera. I don't hate it that much.
Yeah, he had a bit of a Scrooge experience when he realized just, Reed was talking about it. Hell,
No. I was literally just playing it up. I mean, there are certain elements of the show that I don't like. I do still think that the characters are rather stereotypical. I won't go as far as to call it nerd blackface, though. I'll take that back.
Yeah, take that, because that's always the bit of argument we always have, because I'm telling you, it's not black. They develop.
Yeah, I take it back. I take that back.
However, I will acknowledge one thing, though, is in general with that thing, is that, rewatching it, it didn't hold up as well as I thought with how bad Penny was. I mean, I forgot she
Penny
really
was awful.
She really was bad. I forgot how bad she was in the early season. I mean, she was cute in the early season, but she was really bad, though.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, let's see. Getting down to the last. The Santa experience, man.
One of the best.
That was definitely the most nostalgic.
For my money, probably the most nostalgic of all of our episodes for Christmas in July, and I really loved it. It's one of my favorite Christmas specials.
Absolutely. Flintstones Christmas. I think this one's a little forgettable.
No, here's the thing. I like this one until I see the Christmas Carol one again. I'm not gonna waver.
All right, well, to be continued on that one. I
gotta see that one. I
didn't really think there was a lot that really jumped out with the Flintstones one. There was some fun Fred and Barney banter, but that's about it.
That one was nice.
You could get that on any Flintstones episode.
I'm just saying this one was just very pleasant. That's what I like. It was pleasant and harmless.
So is all of the Flintstones, and your point is.
I mean, there's Fred was in a good mood this episode. You don't get that often. He was in a really good mood.
Okay, this was definitely one of the more fun ones. The Nanny Hanukkah story.
Yes. Spelled wrong.
I know. I apologize. Thanks, Rugrats.
He apologizes, yet he has not changed it yet. Thankfully, I'm hoping.
What do you want me to do? Make it cross it out and then put it on the margin?
No, not on the list. I'm just saying in the actual video, you just fix the letter. That's what I'm saying.
Right. I should change.
I'm hoping this is going to be a dated reference. I'm really hoping that is the case. I'm hoping you actually change it. It's not going to say the same.
All right.
Whether that's the actual spelling or not, it's spelled Hanukkah in the episode.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Anyway, yeah. Alf, again. The Alf one was good again. Can't live up to the hype of the other one, but it was a really decent.
No, but again, I feel like I enjoyed it almost as much just on the basis of it being a really fun and clever Alf episode and not so much really serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the hallmarks of Alf in Christmas time. That's what it was, and that's what it is, and that's what you like about it,
Proud Family is just what words can you say about it?
I gotta tell you, I did not expect to get a lot of material out of that. I mean, when I found out Sam Jackson, they had the star-studded cast as the homeless family, I was like, you might have something more. I don't know.
Yeah, and then when they went the whole Bruce Willis and fruit trees growing out of the ground.
The ending, and basically, the second act, that's how I was rewatching, so they really are.
The second act just paints them as horrible people, and then the third act is just a giant mind fuck.
They're just real passive-aggressive a-holes in the second act. That's the big problem with that. But then Bobby was hilarious, though. Bobby Proud. And it was a fun Christmas time special, y'all.
Okay, Gravity Falls, me and Adventure you basically just dicked our way through that one.
Was Grunkle Stan in a Santa suit?
Yeah, of course he was. Come on. Grunkle Stan was essentially trying to market a new holiday just called Christmas 2 because Christmas makes a lot of cash.
Christmas. That sounds kind of funny.
Christmas 2. All right. And then we had a lot of mythology stuff that you wouldn't understand because you don't understand the show.
Yeah.
All right, and can you believe it, BlueDragonFive? Can you believe it? That is it. Final words on Edith's Christmas story.
Again, a very moving Christmas special. Hopefully, we saved the best for last. At least I thought we saved the best for last, and I think it's up there with the best ones we've done this season.
I'd say so. I definitely say so.
Now, there's always a good one. It's not from some timeline. time period stuff. It was really good.
And there you go. There you have it. There it is. The complete list. Holy crap.
It's a lot. See, now we can say it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Are you ready? Are you ready?
On three. On three. One.
1, 2, 3.
That's a lot of
stuff. That's a lot of stuff. And things. All right. All right. So, Christmas in July, we've went through so many tropes. We've counted up. We've logged them. We've calculated them. And now we're done. We're done. I'm going to throw my Santa hat up in the air. It's like a graduation kind of deal. Woo! I am fucking done. I am so done. I'm so happy. And ask me the question, BlueDragonFive.
Tiki, after 31 episodes, I can't believe I'm still asking this, but just for prosperity's sake, I'm going to ask it one last time, pure and simple. Okay, you ready for it?
I'm ready.
What do we call this process around the holidays? What do we call this process?
We call it putting the mistletoe underneath the microscope. Next season on Christmas in July. Tiki's free.